People say you shouldn't waste your time sending out cold emails and that you should cultivate really long-lasting relationships instead. Yes, however, if you don't have a network and you don't know anyone that you actually want to cultivate a relationship with, what on earth do you do if you don't have that network already? Soundbake. Hi everyone, welcome to Soundbake. It's me, Kirsten. Today we're going to be talking about something that I have been asked so many questions about. It's unbelievable. And actually, I think I've even lost count of how many times I've been asked to help someone to write the perfect cold email. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically it's the email that you send to someone that you don't know already, but that you want something from. Now let's get right into it. Cold emailing is controversial because the people that receive all of these cold emails, the people that are at the top of their profession and they're doing super well and they get thousands of emails all the time, evidently they don't really enjoy the idea of cold emailing. They don't really want to receive all of these emails all the time. I mean, that makes so much sense. Why do you want to be inundated with so many emails that you don't necessarily have time to reply to? Fair enough. Some people say that cold emailing is a waste of time and that it's better to work on the relationships that you already have and make really long-lasting relationships instead. At a certain point, when you do have a network around you, that makes sense. It does become sort of irrelevant when you email loads of people and all you're doing is introducing yourself and then not really ever following up. That makes sense then when you're supposed to be cultivating relationships and future working partnerships. However, if you don't have a network and you don't know anyone that you actually want to cultivate a relationship with, you have to send out these emails. And that is exactly what I want to teach you how to do today. When there's someone in a higher level of the profession that you want to be in and you want to contact them, this is the type of email that you should be writing. First of all, I'm just going to tell you some of the basic points that you need to be keeping in mind whenever you send an email. You need to be talking about the other person more than you talk about yourself. Imagine you receive a cold email and it's just an autobiography of someone that you've never met. Why do you care? You don't. You want to know the reason why this person is emailing you. Now, that is exactly what you need to tell them. You probably want to be talking about the other person for maybe 2/3 of the length of your email, and then the other third is filled with an introductory comment, something about yourself, and then what you're actually emailing them for. Don't forget to add that part. And then just a brief goodbye. Okay, this is a catastrophic thing that people do. They send a one-size-fits-all email that has no content in it whatsoever that relates to the person that you're sending it to, or even worse, they send out emails with the wrong names in them because they've copied and pasted their previous email. No, that is a surefire way to make a terrible impression straight away. Just take that little bit of extra time to make a bespoke email for each person that you email, because they're going to appreciate it more, you're going to appreciate it more when they actually reply to you, and it's going to build a better foundation for the working relationship that you're trying to cultivate. One of the main things that I get asked is, how do you ask the other person that you're emailing for what you want? How do you bring up the thing that you actually want to be asking them? A lot of people try and email straight away and say, oh, can I have a job with you? And it's too abrupt, it's too forwards. And again, imagine if you were receiving a cold email, it was an autobiography, and then it was like, I'm really great, that's amazing, I've done all this stuff, can I have a job? No, I don't know who you are. No. So what you want to do is hedge your bets a little bit and ask to talk to them first. Ask them about their work, because in the end, you're emailing them because you like their work. Surely finding out some more information about them is not going to be a trouble. So take that extra step, hedge your bets a little bit, and don't go in for the kill straight away. Okay, now writing a cold email is actually really about making the best impression. If I haven't already made that clear, it's about putting your best foot forward. And there are some really, really small things that you could actually forget to be doing that actually really make a difference to the way that someone reads your email for the first time and what they end up thinking about you when they've read that email. So here are some tiny tips to help you write the perfect email. So, tiny tip number 1. You want to say the word hello instead of hi or dear. So, hi, too casual, too informal, you don't know this person. Dear, old-fashioned. and too formal, ironically. So stick with hello, it's normally a good middle ground. And in the same vein as that, tiny tip number 2 is say best wishes or all the best, because it's in the middle of sincerely, which is old-fashioned, too formal, and then it's also not quite as informal as thanks or thanks again. Stick with all the best or best wishes, they're pretty safe. Okay, here's a bonus tiny tip for you, and I talked about this in my last video actually. Always add a footer to your emails that links it back to your website. You definitely need a website, and if you haven't thought about that yet, check out last week's video, it'll be linked here. You want to be giving the people that you're emailing as many chances as possible to see your content and your portfolio. So even if you've already put a reel and any other links within your email, definitely put it at the bottom in case they've missed those other ones. Get out your pen and paper because you're going to want to make notes. The introduction. Say hello. Bear in mind the tiny tip, saying hello, not dear or hi, and then use their full name. First sentence, I am X doing Y. I am this person from this place. I am this person who is interested in the thing that you are doing. Basically what you're doing is just telling the person who you are so that they don't carry on reading and think, I have no idea who this email is from or why they're emailing me. So that first sentence is really crucial to the receiver of that email, understanding why it is that you're emailing and who you are. How on earth you relate to them as the receiver of this email. For example, say if I was to send an email on behalf of Soundbake, I would say, I'm Kirsten, the founder of Soundbake, a sample library company from the UK. That's it, that's all you need to say. And then you go on to talk about the other person. This is the you are great paragraph. And everyone wants to receive one of those paragraphs. This is where you put the person that you're emailing in a really good mood because you are writing down exactly all the things that you think are actually great about them, because you've actually chosen someone that you want to talk to, so you should have loads of things to say. So the first main chunk of text you really want to have should lead on from your first sentence. It should say where you found the work of this person or why you like them, something really specific about this person that has made you want to email them. That is the key here. So when we've been talking about writing bespoke emails, this is where you put in the content that actually tailors this email to the person that you're sending it to. So bearing in mind our tip from the very beginning about one of the basics of writing one of these emails, in that you need to be talking about this other person, the receiver of the email, for about 2/3 of the length of your email, the you are great paragraph really needs to be pretty full and have lots of information in it as to why you really appreciate the work this person does before you move on to the next paragraph, which is who you actually are. You've done a vague sentence saying who you are, where you're from, or just one key fact about yourself. Then this is where you put a really brief bio about yourself. So really just skim over the main points that you have about your work and things that actually relate to this person and their work. So great, you might love horse riding, but if you're going for a catering job, does that really make a difference? Don't just waste this other person's time by putting in irrelevant information about yourself. What they want to know is who you are and why you're emailing them. So tell them directly within this email and just stick to that information for now. You can always add that on later on once you've actually built up a rapport with this person, but for now, just keep to the simple basics of who you are and what you do. Here is where it gets a little bit tricky, and this is where you start talking about what you actually want from the person. So there's no point sending out cold emails if you don't actually want anything from the person. And I don't mean that selfishly. Wanting something from someone is not necessarily a selfish act as long as you maintain the idea that this person is giving up their time to either talk to you or answer you or help you with an internship. It's all about finding a way of learning from this person while also benefiting both parties. And all you really need to do here is just hedge your bets like we were saying before. So if you want something really concrete from someone, it's best to give them the time to get to know you first. That's why maybe you want to ask to talk to them before you ask for anything more demanding. In the midst of telling them about yourself and asking them for all the things that you want from this person, be sure to put in a reel or some sort of link to a website or portfolio that you have, just so that they have a reference of your work when you start talking about the things that you've done. Okay, and then really what you need to do is make a point of saying, thank you very much for giving up your time and then conclude your email. And remember to put that footer at the end of your email with a link back to your website so that they can actually return to the information that you've talked about without having to scroll through the email and find that link that you sent to them before. There's definitely more that can be said about all of these different points, so if you do want more information about how to structure each of these paragraphs, what you need to talk about in regards to yourself and how you should lay that out, then let me know by giving this video a like. Okay, final thoughts. So definitely only email people if you're interested in them or if you really need something from them, because if not, you're not going to invest the time to follow up with them afterwards, and you're just potentially even tarnishing your name as someone that just bugs other people in the industry, and that's not how you want to be starting out. If there isn't someone already in your network, send a cold email. If not, maybe go to your network first. Be sure that you're ready to make that connection with this person over a length of time. In order to be able to form a lasting relationship with the person that you're emailing, it involves following up with this person and making an effort to maybe even do things like have a Skype call or a Zoom call. What it is actually doing is making a good impression and making you stick in their mind. All you need is for someone to think of you the next time something comes up. Okay, so next time I'm actually going to be talking about how to make a good reel. That means how to compile a playlist of your best tracks and really guide the listener in a way that means that you're going to make the best impression with the music that you have. And whilst you wait for that video, check out these tasty videos right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!